Well, I got a pretty good thrift store find the other day. I was in the thrift store, I don't know, a week or so ago. Got one of these. It's wireless, runs on batteries. It's powering off, and I'm powered on so you can see it works. And the battery light will come on, show you the battery's charged up. I got a couple of lithium ions in it. The only thing was missing was the one suction cup right there. But you know, it was $330 or $350 radar detector. I'd give $9 for it. And it works. You can have one in your car, but you can't have one in the truck. But that's the store find for today. All right, got to go to town, pick up a prescription, and we're going to stop at the end of my driveway and clean all the trash out of my car. It's getting a little deep in here. And then I guess I'll be right back. And it's doom and gloom today. Rained. It's about 68 degrees out. Rain, I left my sunroof open. Cujo's lounging it up. There's a ham dog. What's the matter, Hammy? Oh, what's the matter, Hammy? Hammy's like, I ain't getting out of here. There we go. That's what it looks like around here in December. Pine trees still got leaves on them. They're not dead. Our big pine tree here is okay. And the pine tree right there is okay on the other side of the red car. There's the Volvo. One of them. The other one's down in the building. There's one of the Volkswagens. There's two more Volkswagens down there. There's a Volkswagen there, and there's usually a Volkswagen that sits right there. Okay, remember that dog bone is bad. Dipstick has been repaired. You can see the glue. You can see where it's broke right there. Okay, dipstick's been repaired. And then here's the two gaskets for the water pump. Okay, and then timing belt, alternator, and the gaskets for the hydraulic tensioners, or the hydraulic timing controllers. Alright, this is what came in the mail today. My alternator was sitting out on the porch, brand new again. Brand new dipstick, okay. Two new timing actuator gaskets with the return spring screens. They got screens in them. Okay, factory ones don't. A new dog bone mount. This one here is new. Okay, new water pump. All new bolts. New gasket. Two tensioners. Okay, brand new. Brand new tensioners. And a new timing belt. And it's a Gates timing belt, by the way. Right there. My whole idea with this kit is I didn't know if I was going to get a name brand or a name brand belt with the kit. But this water pump alone is over $100 at our local parts place. So, worst case scenario is I have to buy a name brand belt in town here for $50. I'm still only $150 for this whole kit. And then I will use this belt on a, car I'm just fixing to sell or something. But yeah, I know that sounds cheesy. I won't use it on my own car, but anyways, that's a name brand Gates belt. Say, never bend smaller than the pulley, and do not use tools to pry onto pulley, which makes a lot of sense. And I'll explain that. This thing is made of individual strands going in this direction. Okay? Not this direction, this direction. So what it is say you got 100 strands going across this way. And all 100 strands are the exact same length. But then you go and twist this belt to get it on, and say you bust 30 of these strands. So now this belt is going to kind of look like it does in my hand, kind of lopsided like that. And now what it's going to do is it's going to want to walk off. So then you forced it on the pulley and you wonder why it won't stay. That's why you never reuse these. And when I mean reuse them, don't take one off a used car and stick it on your car. If you put one on an engine like I did, and the engine runs for say an hour, and then you take the belt back off, that's okay. You really haven't given that belt any time to really get hot and stretch and settle into the pulleys and stuff. But anyways, this is the place I got the alternator. Okay, that alternator, by the way, at Volvo is over $500, and anywhere else on the internet it's $470, $450. So here's a place if you need alternators, starters. Okay, all automobiles, 6 to 12 volt changeovers, lawn and garden, marine inboard, outboard, semi-trucks and bulldozers, emergency vehicles, high-performance racing starters, racing alternators, custom-made battery cables, motorcycle ATV starters, winch and hydraulic motors, farm equipment specialists, industrial equipment specialists. Okay, there he is. See? D&B Electrical out of Gray, Tennessee. There's his email address, his phone number. Okay, you got it? You got it? Okay, there we go. So now all I'm waiting for is the 2 gaskets and a thermostat, and I can finish this thing up. I had a few bucks saved up on my PayPal. I was hoping I'd have enough to buy a brand new starter, but a brand new starter is $300 for a 7 kilowatt gear reduced starter, and I don't quite have enough. So I was hoping to put a new starter on this while I had this tore apart. My starter's okay, but 130,000 miles on it. Go ahead and put a new one on it and then keep my other one as a spare. But what I'm going to do is, with the money I got, is I'm going to go ahead and order the transmission control unit from my Volkswagen, the right one. I emailed a guy yesterday. He says he has one, $98. So I'm going to go ahead and get that. So there's all my boxes. And that's what I know today. So we're going to go ahead and put all this stuff away. I'm not going to put this together until probably next week because I still have to wait for the water pump gaskets and the water pump or the thermostat, I'm sorry. And then I'll be able to put it together. And there's the dog bone. There we go. And my dipstick. And what happens to the dipstick is basically the same thing that happens to that little fitting on that water pump, is heat gets to this. And that thing is basically shoved up in there and it's snapped right there on those 2 grooves, and it breaks right there. And then it just deteriorates. It's no big deal. $6 for a dipstick. Now y'all figure out how much money I've saved doing this myself. So these are the 2 gaskets I'm waiting for, and a thermostat, and then that's it. And I'll have everything I need to put it together, including my homemade through fitting. I did buy another brass elbow, by the way. John had made the comment about the iron and the brass, but it's only because I couldn't find a 90 female in brass, so I just bought that cast iron one to mock it together. But I do have a cast iron one up in the house, or I mean a brass one up in the house. But anyways, that's it for today.